Hello friends, my name is Katie from Eternal Flame, and today I thought I'd share with you a pretty lax talk through and flip through of my Hobonichi A6 English HON in 2024. So if you're interested in checking out my daily spreads in the months of March and April, please stick around. Thanks everyone. Before we get right into this planner and today's video, I did want to take a quick moment to thank you all so very much for taking the time to join me today. As always, if you enjoy this video, I would very much appreciate it if you let me know by giving it a thumbs up and making sure you're subscribed. And if you hit that little notification down below, you will be notified when I do eventually post my flip through of my Hobonichi weeks for 2024. Alrighty, so I'm going to set this aside and let's just get right into it. So I actually don't really remember where I left off, so I'm going to go about around here because I do remember talking about my new donkeys, and so I don't want to like belabor it. But I love my miniature donkeys. If you haven't checked out that footage, definitely go check out. I don't even know where I put it. I think it's in my shorts or somewhere, but miniature donkeys are the bomb. And that's basically what I journaled about. I recently partnered with this brand called Hen Gear for a nesting box for my mini chicken coop, and so if you're interested in that, I will link it down below. It has not been installed yet, but I am so proud of my husband, really my husband, not even I, for building our mini chicken coop. That was 100% my own crazy design, so I journaled about that here. And okay, over here is where you see the true engineer in me. And so this is a sketch of what I literally what I typically present to my husband of what I want. And so before we built our chicken coop, I did a bunch of sketches similar to this. I did some in my Hobonichi cousin since I haven't been actually using that planner for 2024. And also just some of my little notebooks that I get on super clearance at Michael's, or used to when I used to go there all the time. But anyways, this is a sketch of the donkey pen or donkey land that we need to build next. So it was first the coop for our little chickies, and now that the chickies are settled, we have to go right back into the donkeys. And actually we started with the donkeys because we had to build their pen, but now we have to build them an outside pen, and so that's what we have here. Very high priority, and I have even like an estimate going. I also eventually translated this to a Excel spreadsheet so I can get a better handle on the cost. I say it, I'm laughing because it depends on how you define a better handle of. I would say I don't have a very good handle. But anyways, I really like these spreads here. I can't remember, I think I got these sticky notes from Post-it brand at Staples on clearance. And I just used my Midori paintable stamp here, and some of my many Simply Gilded and Happy Planner stickers to go with it. And I just really like the gold foiling of everything. I journal a lot about how this little house that Simply Gilded keeps using reminds me a lot of my New York City house, which makes me kind of sad, but that's okay. All right, so I've been thinking a lot about, I guess, like, so now that we live on a farm, there's a lot of like open land that we cross, and I don't know, we also live on a mountain and we drive through valleys, and I just have a greater sense of appreciation for wind. I don't know if that makes sense. Living on a farm, it sounds so silly. I would probably edit that out if I edited my videos, but I don't. But anyways, I've been doing a little bit of research on this idea of slow living, which weirdly enough, I didn't do the research before we bought our farm, but really thinking it might be a good idea. So, and journaling a little about that, about how I can live more slowly. Oh my goodness, I don't even know how to say it. But anyway, some of the things are creating more, because I used to craft a lot before I went to grad school, and had no time for crafting. Living more with intention, like taking walks through the forest. And we actually did that for the first time. I did that for the first time on our property just this past weekend, and it was so beautiful, like absolutely breathtaking. So if I get the opportunity, I will try to post that on either Instagram or as I guess a YouTube short or post, because it's just I didn't realize that like I take it for granted, I think, sometimes, that I could go outside and take a nature walk, which is probably what I should be doing right now. So that's that. I actually just pulled these together. So it is currently, I don't even know, is it the 16th or something like this? So I just pulled these together last night after work, and just used a lot of my Happy Planner-esque sticker books alongside with some of my Simply Gilded things and all of the other things that haven't been buried, and tried to pull this together. I had a mini list of all the animals that I want in the future, and so that includes donkeys, pigs, a horse, ? And sheep. I heard horses are very difficult. I love my donkeys. I am so glad we went with donkeys. I originally told everyone I wanted alpacas, but the more I learn about them, so we went to an alpaca farm accidentally the other day to buy some hay. Like, we went to go buy some hay, and they happened to also have a bunch of alpaca. And I asked the lady, she was so sweet, if I could, like, pet her alpaca, and she very kindly said no, and said that the alpacas, if you stick out your hand, the alpacas will run away because they think you're going to pet them. And I was like, well, so she was so sweet, and she just taught me a lot about alpacas that I didn't actually know. And now, after the fact, I am so grateful that I happened to stumble upon 2 miniature donkeys that love humans. So I wrote about building our chicken coop because we've been working on it probably for a month, I would say. And I would also note that my husband and I are this is our first build project together. Like, we've built other things before, but that's probably what took us a little bit longer. We also, see, I don't like making up excuses, but I was going to say we also work full-time jobs. But anyways, okay, so we finally got it done, and we got it done on the solar eclipse day of April 8th. And so I just kind of journaled about that here because it was kind of crazy. My sweet father actually sent us some glasses, and if he didn't do that, I would have never seen it. He sent it to us in the mail, which I thought was so funny, and he kept like messaging us like, hey, are you gonna look, it's time. He called me during the eclipse, and I was like, Dad, I'm working. Anyway, so I was so grateful for all of that because I got to see something pretty incredible that I don't think I've ever seen before, and so that was a lot of fun. And then we finished the coop that day after work, and we went over to pick up our new chicks. So we have 3 new chicks and a mother hen, which is so much easier than getting setting up a brooder. And they just seem like really happy and just like building really, they seem less lost. I don't know if that makes sense. And I guess to me it makes sense now, but I didn't understand that. And there's just so many things that we're learning about, and that's typically what I try to journal about here. Alrighty, so on this day I went to Costco and ordered a new set of glasses, which honestly were not that cheap. So my husband used our fun cash, so like our Costco rewards on it, and I felt really bad because I wanted to spend it on something fun, but I guess he wanted to be responsible, so so we have that here. I have this little budget sticker that kind of went with the spread, and to fill it in I was making up numbers for all the projects that we need to get done on the farm that aren't going to get done because they're so expensive. And then we had some folks visiting, family visiting. We went to the Amish market this day, as you can see here. Oh my gosh, loving these sticky club stickers once again. Oh my gosh, look at that guy. And that's exactly what it's like in our house too. When it comes to baking, it's just so cozy. I'm just surrounded by nature, going on nature walks and things. And that was the day that we did that nature walk. All right, so that's basically it. I started to set these up so you can see that here, what it's like to have like partially filled and versus, just setting the basis, I guess, for a spread, 2-page spread. And then over here, I would say this is pretty much done. Just looking ahead and journaling about how this looks like my old house in New York City and how disgusting chickens actually are. Like, I love them to death. They're so friendly, especially if you give chickens, I would say, a few minutes of every day, you can, I guess, tame them. Like, they will go from not really wanting you to touch them to running up to you in like a matter of days. And I didn't know that, you know, these are just things that I'm learning and I'm so grateful for. And I'm also learning they're disgusting and they smell because they were in my kitchen for a little bit. So I will do everything in my power to never have chickens or chicks in my kitchen again, which means that when it comes to setting up the brooder next time, building a bigger chicken coop and run for the next set of chicks and things like that are all things that I'm learning here on this farm, my humble little homestead. So anyways, friends, I just wanted to once again thank you so much for taking the time to join me today. I really appreciate it, as always. Before we close out for the day, I did want to share with you my favorite products from Ferris Wheel Press, I think in this past year, would be these inks and this beautiful pen. They're all very appropriately themed. It came out actually before St. Patrick's Day, and also, in my opinion, just in time for Earth Day, coming up on the 22nd, just a reminder because I just populated that in my personal planner, and then also in time for the spring. I've been absolutely loving it. I love Thyme. This is called Dancing Thyme, but I actually really love and you can kind of see it here without a swatch. I think I have a swatch in here somewhere. How it's like kind of a gray green. Right here it is, Dancing Thyme or Emerald Gardens. And yeah, it's just so much fun. I think, is that the pen? This might be the pen here. I really, really love these products this month. And if you're interested in checking it out, check out the link down below and the discount code for 10% off your next order. But this is really cool. Reminds me a lot of Baron Fig, but totally different feel, if that makes sense. It's just high quality, just Baron Fig's just short and stubby, which is also fun too, but both also high quality. The type of ink is completely different as well. So there's really no comparison. It's based on like your personal preference. This is a very modern look, whereas this is just like really, really fun and classic. Alrighty friends, thanks so much, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.